Hi guys, I know I haven't posted a video probably in about 2 weeks. I know I said I was going to start posting videos, but the Thanksgiving came up and I went to Indiana with my boyfriend, and so we got back and I had never been there, so it really took a lot for me to be able to wind down and be able to say, well, I've actually recovered, because it was a pretty long trip. But anyways, today's video is about it's better to have loved and lost. As a lot of people know, I was married. I was in a relationship, a serious relationship, for almost 4 years. And this guy, he was my high school sweetheart. He was the guy who, I thought, hey, this is it. This is my number one, and this is where I'm supposed to be. And you know that old saying that says, you really don't know somebody until you live with them? That's very true. And it's more so true when you live with the person after you've been married. Like after you got married, when you live with that person. Because I'm just going to tell you, like, a piece of paper changes everything. And my whole point on it's better to have loved and lost is that, everybody says, well, there's a soulmate out there for everybody. There's somebody out there who without a shadow of a doubt that you're supposed to be with. And sometimes, you get people like me who come from bad situations, who come from, where they were victims of abuse or, whatever, just terrible past. And I've come to realize myself that as someone who came from that, when I was finally out of it, I'd already lost my mom, so there was really no reliability on an adult. And honestly, I was really looking for someone to tell me and show me they love me. I was starved for that attention. And I've thought about it a lot, and I really think that's why I latched on so quickly to my high school sweetheart, why I latched on so quickly to my ex-husband, is because I crave that attention so much. And and something I've noticed, I've been with my boyfriend now for 3 months, and we haven't argued. We haven't even said a cross word to one another. But when me and my ex-husband first got together, we were always arguing. We were always at each other's throats. It was always something new. We were arguing over the phone. We would argue at school when we saw each other. It was always something. There was always drama going on. And, and I thought, well, he loves me, and that's just part of it. But I come to realize that I was wrong. Nobody deserves to say, hey, I'm used to it. And honestly, it's better, my whole point to this video is that it's better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all. And that's really my whole point, is the fact that I was in a relationship for 4 years that I thought was everything. I was tore down emotionally. I was made feel terrible about myself 24/7. I had no support with anything at all. I would have a job and my ex-husband wouldn't have a job, so I was working constantly and paying all the bills. And then when it came time to pay bills, I was paying them myself. I would take time out of going to work, or out of work when I was on my break, to go and pay bills. My husband wouldn't even do that. And so if you are in a relationship like this and you love someone, but they don't love you and they don't support you, you really should just get out of the relationship, because 99% of the time, no matter how many times you ask, no matter how many times you beg, you're gonna get disappointed. That person's not gonna change. Okay? They're just not. And it's better to go through a relationship like that, and lose that relationship than to just be alone. And I really think that's how I accepted everything. That's how I was able to stay in the relationship I was in for 4 years, is because I just accepted it. I accepted, hey, this is my life. It's better than being alone. But I'm just going to tell you, it's not better. It's not, because at least if you're by yourself, you're not tearing yourself down. You're not making yourself feel terrible about numerous things. You're not sitting and rationalizing and making excuses for someone else and making excuses for the way you feel about yourself. Yes, love is a great and fantastic and freaking beautiful thing. It really is. But when it's the wrong kind of love, that's when you just need to draw the line. Because, you can care about someone and love someone more than anything in this world. And that doesn't mean that this person is going to love you that same amount. It doesn't mean that this person is going to care about you the same way you care about them. They can try and tell you, but I'm sorry, your actions speak louder than your words. So if you're going to sit and tell someone, oh, I love you, and then do shit to stab them in the back and make them feel bad, that's not love. It's not. It's really, really not. And my whole point, I know I've said my whole point like a million times. I'm kind of scatterbrained. I'm sorry. My whole point to all of this is that, yes, it's good to go through a relationship like that. It hurts to lose it, but it's good to go through it because it teaches you what you really want in a relationship, what you really need in a relationship. It teaches you that. It teaches you how to be a more grounded person. It teaches you how to, I lost my train of thought. It teaches you to be more humble. It teaches you to appreciate things more. You learn to appreciate the small things that go on in a relationship, like the cute little, things that only you and this other person do. And I'm not going to lie to you. There are days that I miss things that I did with my ex-husband. There are days that I think about him just because he was somebody that I trusted. He was all I knew for 4 years because, I pretty much didn't have any family, seeing as how my dad was in prison. And my brother and sister are teenagers and older and off doing their own thing. So I didn't really have anybody but him. And, it's very freeing when you're in a relationship like that and you sit and say, okay, enough is enough, I'm done. Like, that was the most empowering moment for me, was because I stood up and said, hey, I can't take this anymore. I'm done with it. And just because you believe somebody might be your soulmate, it doesn't mean they are. You may have to go through several somebodies to actually find your soulmate, and you may have to get, shit on and made feel bad and all this stuff, but I'm going to tell you, your heart will recover. I've been out of the relationship I was in for close to 5 months now, and I've learned so much about myself because, like, I've learned that I had taken a lot of things that I like to do and put them to the side for this person. You know, like, I used to have a passion for writing, and I used to have a passion for writing music, and, you know, just sitting and listening to music, and, you know, little things I like to do. Like, I used to like and just go sit outside and, you know, play with my dogs, or, you know, go out with friends. And I took a lot of those things that I was deeply passionate about and put them off to the side for this person, because this person squeezed every bit of life out of me. You know, and then he wondered why when I would come home from work, I would just want to sleep. Well, you know, I was constantly feeling bad about myself. You know, I constantly was denied attention. I was working myself to the bone. You know, that's going to exhaust anybody. And plus, you know, anybody who's dealt with any type of abuse, any type of, whether it be mental, physical, sexual, emotional, whatever, you know, you already have so many things that go through your mind on a daily basis. You already have a hard time trusting people and giving them your all. And then when someone comes in and you're in a relationship and they expect you to just, when they're treating you terrible, to just be like, oh, it's okay. You know, it's okay. It's just them. But, you know, there comes a time when you say enough is enough. There comes a time when your mental state already is hard to handle. And then you have someone else coming into the picture and adding more crap to that. You know, and it's like your brain goes on overload. You know, whether people realize that or not. You know, the thing of it is, one of my favorite quotes ever is, well, I don't remember how it starts. Oh, yeah, I remember now. You know, you can't keep taking from people because you don't know what they go through on a daily basis. You don't know their silent fights. You don't know their silent struggles. You don't know any of this. You know what they show you. You know, and that's like people, they know what I've shown them, and I've shown them that I'm this strong person who doesn't show emotion, and who can sit with a smile on my face and it seem completely and totally real. You know, but for the first time in a long time, I'm smiling and it's not fake. You know, I was in a toxic relationship, and it's really freeing to get away from that. It's really freeing to realize that you are worth more than that. That you are worth more than crying yourself to sleep. That you are worth more than sitting at work and wondering why in the hell you're supporting somebody who doesn't want to support you. You know, it's so empowering for that as a female, as a woman, for me, that, you know, that's the way I feel about it. And, you know, so to sum up, you know, it's good to be in relationships like that because it teaches you, you know, it teaches you how to live life the way you want to and not the way you were. You know, and it's really good to be in relationships like that because of the learning experience. But it's not worth it. If I could go back and change things, I would. But at the same time, I wouldn't. Because it taught me so much. Because it made me who I am. You know, so there's kind of no middle ground there. You kind of appreciate it, and at the same time you hate it because of the memories. But anyways, so my whole point is you're worth more than to stay in a bad relationship. it's better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all. And that statement really rings true, but it kind of just aggravates me. Because on one hand, yes, that's fantastic. But on the other, why should you have been in a relationship where you lost it in the first place? You know, why? That's my question. Why? But anyway, so just remember that you are worth more than you think you are. If you were in a relationship where you were being mistreated, where you were being made feel bad, where you constantly just can't feel good about yourself, then you need to get out of it. You need to get out of it. Honey, it's not worth it. It's not worth the pain. It's not worth making all these memories and then having to relive them every day. So I'll see you guys again on Thursday. You all have a great next couple of days, and I'll see you later.